The other thing you talked about today is kind of the paralysis due to fear.
Right.
As a coach, I know you do a lot of executive coaching and business coaching, life coaching. What is it that you help people break through that fear and so they're not stagnant?
Right. I believe that, as you said, the biggest obstacle in the way of people now is that paralysis caused by the fear of failure, that, we're all going to fail. As a matter of fact, I would say that failure is absolutely critical to being successful. I was teammates with Michael Jordan. Remember when he tried to play baseball? He was a great basketball player. But anyway, but he tried to play baseball as a member of the White Sox. I was teammates with him. A month and a half in spring training and a month and a half in Birmingham, Alabama. When I had a bad foot, I had to go down there, so I was teammates with Michael.
Okay.
And he said this on the bus. He said, had it not been for the times where he was cut from his high school basketball team, which he was, had it not been for the times where he shot and missed with the buzzer going off as a member of the Bulls, which he did, and lost some games for them, he said he never would have been as successful. He felt that the road to success went right through the dump. And I believe he's very truthful about that. You got to be able to come back and after failure and challenge it again. And when you're able to challenge it, despite the fact that you might fail, that's the celebration part of it. When you get up and you try it again, you got to celebrate those people.
Yeah.
Right.
I think one of the differences between business and sports is that in sports it's almost considered just part of it, like a 300 batting average. But that means
you fail 7 times.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
And so it's almost built into the culture is that you are going to fail, but you got to get up and do it again.
Right.
And oftentimes, like in business, we expect people to have the perfect plan, the perfect strategy, and get it right the first time.
Right. And sometimes you see parents, and all well-intentioned, mind you,
Sure.
all well-intentioned. They want to protect their kids all the time. If they get a little bump in a little league team, they're out there, rocking them and all that stuff. And that's all so well intentioned though. But the bottom line is, I believe that you have to let your kids, you have to let your workforce, you have to not encourage them to fail, of course, but you have to encourage them to get on it and try it again, even if they do fail. So in essence, in the whole ball of wax, failure is absolutely critical to being successful.
Sure.
Yeah.
Great. What about the new leader? The new leader, oftentimes what we hear when we're working in an organization is, I'm not the CIO, the CEO, the vice president. I don't really have a lot of influence. I can't change the culture here. I can't have a big impact. What's your thoughts on that?
Sure, they can have impact. I really believe they can have an impact. And look, leadership styles, they change over a course of time. I mean, there's no question about it. You talk about the old school type, you talk about the new millennials that are out there and get into positions, and there's discernible differences between the two. I mean, the old school type, they'd be here early and they'd work until 5 o'clock or whatever it may be, and then maybe a little bit afterwards, and then that's it. And you see the millennials, they get in a little bit later, but also they'll go to have dinner and they'll come back and they're here at 9 o'clock at night.
Right.
So sometimes the leadership styles, you can't just say, well, this style is right and this style is wrong. There's some good quality things that you can take from both ways, and it's just the most that you can say about a leader is if this person is maximizing what he does with his team.
Sure.
That's how it all comes down to. If your guy or your woman, your man is really maximizing what they can do in a leadership position with everybody throughout the team, that's what you want.
Yeah.